Welcome, everybody. We're here for a webinar. What is it, Wednesday? Let's
Hey.
do this, everybody. When you get in, let us know where you're watching us from, and we'll get started probably in the next 2 minutes or so. And I see people rolling on in. I'll have the chat open. Perfect.
Oh, amazing.
Yay, we got Oregon. Yay.
Yeah, West Coast.
And my dog is saying hi, everyone. If you can hear my dog, he's barking. That's Ollie. Anne has a cat. Cat, tell us about your cat. Does anybody have a pet
Oh,
watching with them
yes.
today?
Always fun when they decide to visit in the middle of things.
Oh, we'll keep it light. So Anne and I are former educators. We're very excited we know everybody's either have already started their school year and are looking for some support, or you're about to start. My former district, the first day for students was today. So people are very excited. Long Beach, woo woo.
Exciting.
Welcome, Oklahoma. Very exciting. Another thing I was going to ask is, what's your favorite thing about the back to school season? And Anne, I'm going to give you a second to think about that as people write. What's your favorite thing about the back to school season? Not an alarm clock. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's hard to get back to schedules.
I know. I know. I don't mind. I like getting a new lunchbox. I think that's like a really weird thing, but I love getting my new lunchbox. And sometimes if I buy like one more water bottle, I might not be able to have like the home
Yeah.
life energy of kids. Thank you, Melissa, for bringing it back.
I love getting to see the kids at school. It's so fun.
I know it's great. And I'm coming from Connecticut and is in Washington State. I feel like we're lucky with the back to school stuff. It is 6:02, so we'll let people keep kind of trickling in and we'll do some housekeeping stuff. But welcome everybody. This is the Sphero 101 back to school webinar. Just a few housekeeping things first before we get started. We would love for you to join us in the chat. So just make sure if you open up your chat in Zoom, make sure you do that little drop down caret because it defaults to, sending your chat messages to just the panelists and the host. So switch that to everyone. You're telling us about what your favorite thing about back to school season is, which is very exciting. And please use the Q&A feature. Now, we have some amazing moderators in the chat. We've got Michelle and we've got Chris and Cassie are also there. So please, they're going to try to answer some questions for us. We're also going to answer them live. This is going to be about 35 minutes, 30 minutes or so with some time for Q&A at the end. It will be recorded and you will be emailed your PD certificate at the end. Give us like 2 days, please. That would be amazing. Okay, so a quick introduction. Anne, take it away for yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ann Goodwin, and I'm the newest implementation specialist here at Sphero, and I'm joining you from Washington State. Most recently, I was an instructional technology coach, and before that, I taught elementary school.
Wow, I love my elementary school friends. So I'm a middle school person myself. My name is Jessica Williams. I'm also an implementation specialist, 15 years in the same district in Manchester, Connecticut. I started at Sphero here in January, and I was a language arts teacher that turned into a library media specialist that turned into a tech integration specialist and tech coach. So our agenda today. We're going to tell you if you are new to Sphero, we're going to very quickly talk about how to get started. Where do you go? We also have some very exciting product updates to share with you, which yay. And then we're going to get into very quickly touching about Sphero Global Challenge and ways to stay connected with Sphero so you can have a really successful school year. So let's get this party started. So we realize that teachers need support when it comes to implementing Sphero into the classroom, and that's where Sphero Central comes in. Sphero Central is the hub and the teacher destination for all of our lessons and all of our resources. And if you want, you can head over to the link that I think somebody's putting in the chat right now, hopefully. And if you you could take a look. So this is what Sphero Central looks like when you land on it. We have updated it. It has a new landing page. So don't be like, whoa, this is brand new. You'll get the hang of it really quickly. It's organized by tool. And we're going to walk you through the key features of Sphero Central right now. So basically, click on a tool. I encourage you all to follow along with me as we're doing this. Go ahead, click on a tool. Let's say you click on Bolt Plus or Indie or Blueprint. And from there, you can toggle between the tabs at the top, depending on what you need. For example, are you brand new to your Bolt Plus robot? Are you brand new to Blueprint? Then you're going to want to poke around that Getting Started tab that's right at the top. It'll serve you up exactly what you need to know. So just kind of scroll through those carousel of pictures. So those are for my newbies. You want to start at that Get Starting tab. But if you're already familiar with your robot and you're just like, I want to see what's new, you can click over on that Lessons tab. And from there, you can decide, to look through Sphero's collections, which are basically groups of lessons on a particular topic. So we've got like elementary ELA, we've got middle school science. You can filter by grade, you can filter by topic or tool. I just want to caution you to not overfilter because sometimes then it can kind of limit what you see. You can also click, there is a community lessons tab, and you can see what other teachers are doing and being created. I was just poking around the community tab recently, and we found all these like climate related things that were inspiring me as I was writing climate lessons. So I encourage you to kind of poke around in that community tab because there's some real gems in there. The final tab I want to point out is the resources tab. So tucked under there is just a treasure trove of goodies, including digital versions of our educator guide for each of our products and some challenge cards. And I'm going to let Anne take over for a hot second because she's going to tell a little bit more about this.
We want to make sure to pass along some tips and tricks and reminders to help you kick off the school year. And as Jess was mentioning, that educator guide is a great place to start. Can help you make sure you have your kits ready to go, whether that's making sure all your materials are reorganized from a busy year last year or getting all your parts cleaned up. The guides have tips and information to help you with all those tasks. Which brings me to my next tip, which is starting with the challenge cards. This is a great place to begin to build that excitement with your students, right? Teach them how to use their device or the kit or help them review. This is also really good for team building and bringing in those SEL connections. And the benefit to starting with your challenge cards is it builds that fluency for students. So later in the year, when you want to do that math connection lesson, for example, they can just focus on the math content instead of doing math and learning how to program a robot all at the same time. And I know Jess wanted to share a little bit about how she loves the challenge cards.
I'm gonna tell you, and my kids are getting out of the bath right now. So if you hear something or see something, you're just gonna pretend you don't see it. Okay. So I am a huge fan of the challenge cards, specifically for Bolt Plus, because if you are like, I don't know if you're teach elementary like Ann did, or I was in middle school, but the challenge cards, if you have never taught kids how to code before, like they don't know what block coding is, the challenge cards literally show the kids, hey, take these blocks and put them on your coding canvas, like right now. And they gives them the starter program so that they can iterate on it, which I mean, to me, I didn't go to school to learn how to code. I was an English teacher. So that was something that taught me back in the day how to code, like telling me what program to put on and go forward. So just a little anecdote to share. Some people might be block code phobic. I know students that were block code phobic in the beginning.
Yeah, no, they're a great place to start for yourself as well
Yeah.
if you're new. So definitely dig into those. And I always love to call out for our Bolt users. We have challenge cards for you too. So make sure you poke around on that resources tab to find those. My next tip is when you're using Sphero Edu with students, no logins are needed. This just makes for a really hassle-free experience, right? Nobody has to remember passwords or worry about syncing or any of that stuff. But if that's your jam, don't worry. We've got help articles to help you get that all set up.
Oh, can I say something really quickly to that too? As
Yeah.
my role as a library media specialist, like not having to assign if I could just give them a code to a lesson, that made my life so much easier because I don't want always kids signing into everything. So
Oh,
thank you.
yeah, 100%. And those lesson codes, I'm glad you brought that up because that's another great tip. All of our lessons in Sphero Central, when you open it up, you will see a lesson code in there. So when students are in the Sphero EDU app, they go to that lessons tab and they can just simply put in that code. You can just display it for them, and then they're brought directly into the lesson with all the steps and blocks ready to go for them. And if you're a Blueprint user, for example, there's build instructions in Sphero Central, and that's just a link you can grab and easily send to your kids in your LMS or using something like Clever, whatever it is. And then we were talking about favorite things about back to school season, and something I love to do at back to school season is a nice tidy up. I've been doing that myself here. And so a digital tidy up is really great too. So I have a picture here. If you go into your Sphero Edu app, yours might look like mine. I just tons of programs that are old. I haven't used them. I call everything test when I'm just busy trying things out. So you might use it as an opportunity to clean this up and use that edit button and just delete stuff that you don't need anymore. You can do this for lessons as well. If you toggle over to lessons in the app, then you can use the three dots to get rid of any old lessons you're not using. And our kids need this too. So don't forget to remind them
Yes,
to
they do.
tidy up their spaces.
I'm going to go to the next one.
And as we're returning to the school year, AI might be on your brain, and it's been on our minds here too at Sphero. So if you're wondering about how programming fits in with AI, we are here to reassure you that learning to code is still a really valuable skill. Right? If you think about math, students really need a strong number sense to be able to move up in levels in math and solve those complex problems. That really strong foundation sets them up for later success. Well, the same is true for AI and coding, right? Think code sense. Students really need that strong foundation in what coding is, how to build programs, debug them, and more in order to lay that strong foundation for understanding what exactly AI is and how it works. And we've got a blog post on this topic if you'd like to read a little bit more about that. We've got some lessons already live in Sphero Central that can help you if you're teaching students about AI. We've got an autonomous indie lesson that's super fun. We have a couple with Rover Plus autonomous vehicles and image recognition. I just was doing these myself this last couple of weeks and had a blast doing them. And then super exciting, launching tomorrow, we have Explain My Program, which is a new AI assistant feature in the Sphero Edu app that really helps students understand and debug their program. So we're really excited for you to get to try that out and see how it works with the students. And we've got more to come, so please stay tuned. We're really busy prepping for Hour of Code's new Hour of AI happening later this year. So got lots of fun stuff. And we have a poll, I think, for
Oh,
you
yes, there
all.
should be a poll coming in hot.
Yes.
So, just a quick question. Has your school provided any official guidance, policy, or framework for AI literacy? And it's just a quick multiple choice. Then, if yes, what does that guidance or framework include? I was just talking to my friend Hope, who teaches in Mansfield, Connecticut, which is over by Yukon, and she was currently working on their AI policy. It was really great to kind of just see what districts are working towards. We'll give you another couple moments to kind of answer that. See, like 50% of you had filled out this particular thing really quick. Amazing.
Awesome.
Fabulous. We'll hit end. Thank you. And I still see people jumping in the chat. Thank you, Michelle and Chris, you and Cassie, you're all doing wonderful. I'll hit
Yeah.
end poll and share the results really quickly. So I see yes, some people have informal, no guidance yet. And yeah, so there's still what we're, and Ann, correct me if I'm wrong. I think a lot of districts are feeling this right now, like, we're still trying to figure it out and da da da. We want to be there to kind of support you as you're using our tools and our STEM products, to have this blog post to share with, stakeholders in your district. Hopefully that can help you.
Oh, definitely.
Stop sharing that and we'll close that one out. All right, so moving on, I'm going to tee up Ann for this next part because I know you all are very curious about like what does Sphero have cooking in the kitchen, and that's what we're going to talk to you about. Get ready, drum roll, go, Ann.
Yay, we are super excited to introduce you to Blueprint Snap. It's here. We've been really excited about this for a while, and SNAP is our engineering kit to really engage those students in grades 3 through 5 in engineering design and mechanical engineering. Students get to build and design, all while learning those core mechanical concepts like structure, force, and motion. And of course, we've got an awesome set of challenge cards to go with the kit to help students learn how to build with Snap and get familiar with all the parts. And we will also have 3 collections of ready to teach lessons that we're really excited about. Those will, of course, include teacher guides and student handouts and build instructions. And just look at all those fun colors. I just love it so much. And My favorite thing is this new part where you're going to be able to get kids to build with cardboard and attach cardboard to their designs. I mean, how fun. The creativity is endless, and kids are going to come up with the coolest stuff like they always do. And just think like no screens, no batteries, no tape. Everything is just ready to build again and again.
I'm very excited about. I was the person in my district and that had to buy all the consumables, so like hot glue, masking, like duct tape, and that stuff it gets pricey when you have to keep buying it throughout the year. But I love the fact that that cardboard clamp is going to be a great addition to every makerspace and STEM class, and it's all really great. And hit it.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're just curious where Snap fits in with the Sphero ecosystem, we've got you, right? Snap is designed to teach those foundational engineering concepts, which helps kids get set up for success with the more advanced concepts that they would come experience in our product Blueprint, which is really designed for, sixth grade through 12th grade, bringing in those more advanced concepts and the electrical components. And if you haven't seen Blueprint, check it out. It's really
I
awesome.
think also Chris, who's one of our moderators tonight, I think you are, Chris, going to be doing a Snap webinar coming up in a couple weeks. So be on the lookout for that email coming your way soon. All right, I'm going to keep going. Indy, where are my Indy people? Raise your hand if you're using Indy, our screenless coding robot for our early learners. We recently published this jam-packed Indy resource on Sphero Central. Get ready, it's a really long title, the Indy Cross-Curricular Computational Thinking Activities Doc. Whew. But it's got literacy and social studies, math, PE. It's like a really great inspiration dumping ground. If you're looking for more indie content, we know that teachers are looking for indie content. This is an ever evolving document, and we will continue to add more ideas over the course of the year, but we were very excited. And did you have any thoughts about this as the elementary teacher?
No, but I love this because I was really engaged in doing a lot of computational thinking with young learners, and this is such an amazing resource to have. I'm really excited about it.
In June, when I went to visit a school district, it was a middle school, and I had brought Indy. I lent it to the library media specialist, and they said the eighth graders were like playing with it the whole day. So
Oh,
it's
that's
it's
amazing.
really great. I'm very excited about this. Ooh, something else coming. We wanted to give you a heads up about is coming this fall is that we have two new coding mats available. One is for Indy, and that's on the right side of the screen. You can see a little teaser of some of the designs. Won't get too much into that just yet. But the other one is for our Rover or RVR Plus. Many districts have been asking us for a Rover competition mat. So that will be on one side of this mat. But if you flip it over like a pancake, you will find that the other side has a Mars mat. And we will be sharing special Mars mission content later this fall. Ann and I have got to like see that content, and the missions are very, very fun.
They're super cool.
I'm very excited about that. So, Anne, when you're ready.
Yes, and in case you missed this earlier in the spring, we introduced the Beginning with Blueprint collection. So if you're going to be kicking off your school year with Blueprint Engineering, this is a great place to start. There are 3 lessons there to spend 3 days building knowledge and confidence with your students to really set them up for success as you dig into those other lessons and units.
I really like these lessons too because of the stations and just allowing kids to rotate through. It's very approachable, so it's not super scary for those. That's the reason why we made Blueprint, right? It was for those students that, might not be super comfortable with getting that foundational engineering kind of foundation basis. So I think these are very great. So check them out when you get a second. All right. So if we were at ISTE this year, earlier this summer, we announced that you can now code Sphero robots in Python in addition to JavaScript, and we wanted to highlight some of the key features and updates in the new and improved Sphero Edu app text editor. There's a video that we can share with you that's kind of looping right now, but we'll put that in the chat. So what's in the new text editor for those students that are ready for text-based coding where your students write their code right off the bat? If your students are, writing their code, they can switch between Python and JavaScript. There's also, if you look at this GIF right now, you're going to notice that there's like this, a very handy problems panel. You'll notice that little red notification pop up at the bottom of the text editor. So if your students are writing their code and there's an error in that code, they'll get notified with that little red notification before they run the program. And this helps the students as they work through their debugging, which saves them like that frustration. It's just enough of that frustration level with and like scaffolding without totally like busting their confidence. Another thing that this new text editor have is there's also this autocomplete feature in the text editor. So if a students start typing await, it will help them finish that line of code, which is very great. Other features, we've got dark mode, we've got the undo redo, there's zoom in and zoom out. We've got some additional keyboard shortcuts and additional functionalities. So if a student right clicks, they'll get that a command panel and they can do like a find all of a certain function. So let's say they had a big program with like 1,000, roll for time commands. They can find them all, select them, and then replace them with like roll to distance function or whatever the case may be. So students will be able to select like groups of text and then indent them all with the tab. There's like the old editor we had did not have these capabilities. Now that we do, it's just very exciting. The cool thing is too that these are what we just kind of described, these like text editor features that students will be using. You can find those in like professional text editors. So just so you know, this new text editor is out for the Sphero Edu web app. It's out for the Sphero Edu app for Windows, and it's going to be coming, if it's not already, very soon for the iOS and Android app. But I'm going to let Chris or Michelle just double check my work really quickly for that one.
Oh, and Jess, can I hop in? I just really love that problems panel. I am not fluent in Python or JavaScript at all, but it was so cool to take some of our new lessons, which I know you'll be talking about soon. And when you pull them up, then the code is there already. And I was able to successfully go in and do some programming and solve some of the problems. It was so cool.
I'm very excited to hear that because that's what we want to be doing for our students. We want to set them up for success. So, and I saw somebody in the chat earlier say this, like, what kind of lessons do we have? This is what we have right now in terms of our lessons that go along with Python for Bolt Plus. We have these 8 lessons called Python Labs, and we have the link for this collection, which can be going in the chat. But these lessons are like loosely organized from most beginner to more advanced, but they can be really completed in any order. We try to make career connections whenever possible. So for example, the factory sweep lesson is all about how to program a robot to like most efficiently clean every square foot of a factory. And then we have an eventful drive, which makes kind of like a loose association with like the town it's driving and the auto industry. And then the last 2 lessons I want to point out are Random Dice is Nice and Bolt Plus Bumper Cars because they have parallel block activities. So a teacher could give the students the Random Dice is Nice lesson, block coding activity first, and then give them the same challenge in Python just to give them exposure to one is block based, one is text based. It kind of builds their confidence in getting into Python. I think that was a very smart, Sphero brains of the content team. Very nicely done. Any thoughts on that one before I switch the slide really quickly, Ann?
No, these are really fun, and I can't wait to hear feedback from
I
people as they
know.
dig into them.
Amazing. Okay. Oh, along with those 8 Python lessons, we have the Bolt Plus Python Labs Educator Guide. This is a completely free digital guide. You can print it out if you want to, but in it, teachers can find an overview of Python. And the bulk of this educator guide really is the lesson guides for the teacher that go along with those Python lessons I just mentioned. So as the students are working through those 8 lessons, the teachers can refer to this as they go through, how to best support their students as they're working through all those lessons and activities. And Anna's going to tell us really quickly about our
Yes,
Python math lessons for
yes, we have a couple new lessons with Python and Rover Plus that we're really excited about, circle, circumference, and number patterns. So yeah, let us know in the chat if you're excited about these. We want to make sure we're creating materials that our educators want and need. And as always, be on the lookout for more. We're going to be adding more stuff.
Oh my goodness, yes. And last but not least.
Ooh, yes. And if you're not familiar, we have the Sphero Edu programming wiki, and this is such an incredible resource. It will tell you what all of our blocks do and examples of what you can do with those blocks. It provides an overview for JavaScript and Python. So it's really an incredible resource whether you're working with early programmers or those advanced programmers. So check it out.
Beautiful, beautiful. Some just really quickly, some more Sphero fun. We wanted to tell you of other opportunities, other resources that you can utilize in your classroom right away. Oh, sorry. This is you, Anne. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know we love fun here at Sphero, so we always got more of that. If you're looking for, extended day projects to do with, Indie or Bolt Plus, Sphero Global Challenge is a great thing to check out. If you're not familiar, it's our annual international competition where students get to dive into real world problems using Sphero robots. And here on the screen, you'll see we've got seasons 1 through 4 listed, which are some previous seasons. You can find those in the resources tab if you scroll all the way to the bottom. And this is just a great place to look if you're interested in learning more what Sphero Global Challenge is all about, or if you're just looking for some extra projects to do with your students. They're really awesome.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Jess is going to tell us all about the new season, which we are really excited about.
I know this is another thing I just want to share. The theme for season 6 school year Sphero Global Challenge is outdoor adventure. So we got Park Ranger Indy, Wilderness Survivable Plus, and Rescue Vehicle Rover RVR Plus, whatever you want to call it there. We're very excited. We still have, registrations are still open. You can do this with your students in class. You could do it in after school club. We have if you want to learn more about this, how to register a team for this upcoming school year. Our very own Nate Ubowski is holding an informational webinar on Tuesday, September 23rd. So be on the lookout for more information about that. I absolutely love this. The missions are so fun, such great teamwork, and we'll get your questions answered at that webinar. Very quickly. I am sure, many of you follow Sphero on Instagram or LinkedIn, but I really want to draw your attention to our Sphero Educator Hub. It's basically our Facebook group with over 3,000 Sphero using educators. And sometimes you might just have a question about one of our robots or a tool, and you can post your questions there. Or you might want to share something really cool that you did with your students, or you might just want to be a lurker and stumble, upon some Sphero inspiration during, your late evening scrolling. We want to encourage you to check out this place. We encourage you to stay, to join, to stay connected. Ann and I are in there. And we just want to stay connected to you and figure out how we can help you and inspire you along the way, because time is, not you don't have a lot of time when you're a teacher, so sometimes you just need to ask a quick question. That's where we're putting this Sphero group for.
And
Okay.
selfishly, I get inspired by all the
I
amazing
know.
things you are doing. It's
I was just okay. One of the people in the community, Pam, just shared a really great lesson with her Bolt Pluses. Next week, I'm going to share one of Angie's lessons. She's got this really fun "Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus" activity that I'm going to share in there next week. So just be on the lookout. I highly encourage it. Now, I have here that we have another poll. Are we doing our other poll? It's something that we need. Let's see, maybe if not.
yes.
Okay, there we go. This, as Anne mentioned earlier, we are very much curious about, how we can be more helpful. What would be most helpful from Sphero this school year? So we'll give you a few moments. And I see that there was a question about what products work with our text editor. Basically, all our Sphero Edu robots are compatible with the text editor and with the Python. Not Indie, but we've got our Bolt Plus, Rover Plus. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's
Yeah.
just try to keep an eye out. Okay, we'll give you another couple moments. I'm seeing some good answers come in. This was another multiple choice, but our content team is always plugging away, and we want to make sure that we're supporting you. So I will give this one a good. We got about 50 people. I'll end this poll and show the results. So it looks like the majority are looking for more lessons and tips. Oh, look at we got multiple. Okay, that's great. Yeah, tell
Yeah.
us in the chat if there's anything else. Are these webinars helpful? We're always looking for feedback on that. And I want to make sure that we have enough time to get some Q&A. I'll look really quickly in the chat or take a peek in Slack also. I'll stop sharing this. Okay, great. And then very quickly, while we're waiting for some questions to come in, yay, thank you, Bianca. Thank you for the feedback. Very
Oh,
positive.
yay.
for questions, so we're open here for questions. We have some time. If you have support or troubleshooting, like a robot's acting wonky and you need a little help, definitely email support@sphero.com. If you want to talk to a sales rep, education@sphero.com. We've got the content team. We're on that Facebook. Ann and I are on the Facebook, and we pop in. We are talking to other Sphero using educators all the time. Yay, Jesse, thank you. Ooh, is there a webinar for just using Bolt? Julie, let us know how we have so many resources, and there might be something in the archives that we can share with you to kind of support you. So I'll find I'm going to write down your email really quickly. Keep an eye on the chat for me really quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write down this name. And make sure, Julie, is it Bolt or Bolt Plus? I just want to make sure.
Oh, thank you, Bianca. I'm so glad that you feel supported by Sphero. We're here to help you. Amazing.
Yes. Very good. Bolt for you. Okay.
Woo.
Thank you. Amazing. Again, that PD certificate is going to be popping in your inbox in about a day or two, seeing as it's Wednesday, hopefully before the weekend. Definitely follow us on our socials as we are constantly reposting what people are doing this year. It's a great way to be inspired. And we just want you to have a really great school year and, have fun because that's what it's all about. All right.
Yes.
All
And thank
right.
you for spending your afternoon or evening wherever you're at with us. It means so much.
Okay, that's great. I'm looking at, oh, very good. Oh, yes, Michelle's talking about that. Thank you, everybody. Maybe we'll send some Bolt and Bolt resources in the follow-up email afterwards too. Oh, very exciting, Jesse. We hope to see you in the Educators Hub. We hope to see you around, and we'll see you at our next webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, Anne. We're gonna leave. We'll pop off. Anne and I are gonna jump off. Thank you, everyone.